What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Draft to Glory. In yesterday's episode we managed to get to the final and lost unfortunately in extra time. Today hopefully we're going to rectify that and come away with a win. But what I'm going to do today and what I feel like I want to start going forwards from early on in FIFA this year, whereas we did it late last year, is themed drafts. So today we are going to do a one nation draft, and that nation will be highly dependent on who the captain is. What formations have we got here? Let's go with the 4-3-2-1. It is a very, very strong formation. So if you guys could drop a thumbs up on the video, let's try and smash 5,000 likes. That would be very much appreciated. And if you're never taking Bale, and if you guys want to recommend a theme for a future draft, just leave it in the description or in the comment section below, guys. And the most thumbed up themes will be the ones that I take on over the next few videos. So I think today, guys, Messi would be a good shout because obviously he's a solid player. But I'm going to go with Lacazette because I feel like France have some of the best players in the game this year in terms of icons and just general players. So what this means now, guys, is that we have to take and use every French player. Oh, God. Even if that means we go out in round one. I've seen gold cards with worse stats than this. I'm not going to lie. That's not so bad. We have to take Kembo Ekoko. Hopefully we get variety. Now last year what I did, oh man, that Neymar and that Laudrup, but that Dimitri Payet sadly is where we have to go. Last year what I did is I played, like if we got 10 Frenchmen and 4 of them were goalkeepers, I would put the 4 goalkeepers in. I don't know if I want to do that this year. I think I might go for position-based only. What do you guys think? We'll start with position-based only this week. So if I get, say, another French striker, I don't have to play him, you know, in midfield or in defence or anything. What have we got here? We've got the French League, the Turkish League, and the Premier League. We have none of those players here. Let's take Ceballos there just because he's nice and high rated, or not nice and high rated, but one of the higher rated players. And Didot is who we're going to be taking as another one of our centre midfielders. So that's pretty savage. This guy's got medium work rates, 3-star, 3-star. Man, he is slow. 36 sprint speed, that's outrageous. His passing isn't the worst. His dribbling isn't great. His defending is terrible. This is going to be a... I thought France would have been nice and helpful for me, guys. I thought we might see like a Tolisso or something, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I could take Santi Cazorla, although that doesn't really make much sense. It makes as much sense as taking Thuram. What are Thuram's stats? 4-4, high. Yeah, quite well rounded. Terrible defending, but so has Cazorla got that. Let's take Thuram. We'll swap him with this guy here, and we'll at least get some soft links in the 2 midfield spots there. I hope to get some decent usable players. Now, fortunately, we've got no French players here, so we can take that Marcos Alonso. We can put Ceballos over there, and then we'll swap those 2 around as well. You know, it's not the worst. I'm just looking for a little bit more. Fortunately, we can change all of the non-French players, and we're not getting any French players here either. So David Luiz is a strong link to put into Marcos Alonso there. Van Dijk I'm not really interested in. I don't mind taking David Luiz. Let's take the next pick and see who we get here. Again, no French defender. So Ruiz is a good shout because he just links with Arda Turan. The problem is I'm going to need a better right wing Frenchman. Otherwise, we're going to have to use that Silva guy. Now, for the rest of this team, I could use Kappa because he's 4-star, 4-star, high. His defending stats are not good. He's got good pace and good physicals, but his defensive stats aren't good. I could take Valencia and hope to get a Premier League Koscielny or something like that, and then also a goalkeeper to boot. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that'd be the safest bet because we've got lots of defensive picks to come. So it's likely we're going to be able to get someone that we'll be able to use, apart from the fact that I now have to take and use Costil. So that's our starting lineup to boot, guys. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've only got 5 Frenchmen so far, which is a little bit disappointing. but not a lot we can do about it. We're going to move into the reserves now. All right, we've got, oh yes, that's more like it. Kylian Mbappe. Not only is he a Frenchman, he's a right wing, so he sits perfectly up in that spot. Everybody here now gets great chemistry up the top, perfect chemistry up the top, and we managed to get ourselves an absolute monster for up front. And he's got a Hunter Chem style as well, so 99 pace, 99 positioning. What's that? I think 96 shot power and 96 attack positioning, or maybe 91 shot power after the chem boost is applied, assuming that we get 100 chemistry, of course. But that's a nice positive there, to get a really big Frenchman in the team. There's no French players here. There's no real players here that actually help us. So we'll take, maybe I want to take Inaki Williams as a good super sub, because I'll bring Williams on maybe for one of the centre mids and put Payet into centre mid and Williams up at left forward, so I don't mind that too much. Next pick. Okay, so I don't, well, because I already have a striker, I don't have to take Karim Benzema, unless of course you guys suggest in the comment section, which won't apply for this draft, but if you guys suggest in the comment section that I have to, like if I do a French squad, I have to use every French player, because what that would mean then in this team is that Benzema and Kembo Ekoko would have to go into the midfield or into the defence. Now, I actually don't know if I want to start with Benzema. Less pace, more shooting, more passing, same physical, less dribbling, less defending. No, we'll use him as a sub as well. But we get the Screamer Benzema there, which is quite nice. Next up, we get Nzonzi. That's actually a nice pull. Sadly, we can't take that Neymar, which would have been nice to have on the bench. But the Nzonzi card is very, very good indeed. He gets into the midfield there and just strengthens that midfield generally, because it's quite weak. I wonder if Caballos here gives us more chemistry as well. He does. He gives us 6 more chemistry because he gets a strong link in there. That's not so bad. I wouldn't mind a French centre-back, I'm not going to lie, just to link with the goalkeeper. We get no French players here. I'm going to take Mane in that case as just a nice super sub. So in terms of super subs, we've got Mane, Benzema and Williams, which is pretty decent. In terms of Frenchmen on the team, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 now, which isn't so bad. We've had 4 Spaniards as well so far, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, a French centre-back is kind of primary, or Hugo Lloris. See, I'm going to take De Gea, but I can't use De Gea because of Costil. He helps massively, but sadly he's just not going to be able to fit into the team at all. We got no Frenchman here, so I'll take Rodriguez as a midfield sub, as a, you know, kind of a, if you look at his in-games, medium, 5'11", great passing, good dribbling, some really high defensive qualities, good shot power. Not that makes too much difference, but because we've got 2 really weak midfielders with the 75 and the 78, he would come on for me personally in the centre of the park when we needed that to happen. Next up, still no Frenchman. Mascherano is not really what I want. Nelson Semedo, I mean, he works better than Valencia just because he gets soft links, but it won't boost chemistry by all that much. I'll take him anyway. It will only boost it by like 6 chem points there, which isn't the greatest, but I suppose it comes down to that point. Okay, we get another Frenchman. Ooh, we get 2 Frenchmen. Now I can take, oh yes, Morgan Schneiderlin is exactly what I want. Or do I want the Frank? No, Morgan Schneiderlin is exactly what I want. We pop Schneiderlin in there, we swap these 2 around, and that pops us up to 93 chemistry now. And we just didn't get the French defenders, and I can only get 1 more defensive slot. So maybe we get another nice French midfielder or attacker. We get Lamar. I'm gonna play Lamar in midfield here. Am I? I don't know if I am. We'll see about Lamar. I might play Lamar instead of that other guy. We'll see what else we get. We get Biabiany, but again, no need to take him because of Kylian Mbappe. Or do I have to take every Frenchman? Did I already miss a Frenchman, or have I taken every Frenchman every time? I think I've taken every Frenchman every time. So let's keep that up. We'll take Biabiany. So now a Koscielny in here or a Lloris would be ideal. We didn't get Koscielny nor Lloris. I will take Eden Hazard to throw on the bench. We've got 93 chemistry. It's actually going to be a relatively high-rated squad, which is quite surprising. I've got a few French players that I can't use. Let's take Lamar off. I wouldn't have minded using Lamar in midfield, but I don't know. He's got way more pace. No, that's Nzonzi. Way more pace than D-Dot. Way more shooting. Way more dribbling. But he's got less defending. Not much more passing, and he will only be on, I believe, 6 chemistry. Yeah, he's only on 6 chemistry. So we lose 4 chem points. But is Lamar on 6 chemistry going to be better than Dido on 10 chemistry? The answer for me personally is yes, he will be. Now, I was going to use Williams as my super sub, but we've now got Hazard, Mane, Benzema, Valencia, Rodriguez, and David De Gea. A French manager would be ideal. I definitely want to get the goalkeeper up to... ooh. I wonder if... That's 89 chemistry. I wonder if we do that and then do that. That's 88 chemistry with... No, yeah, putting a centre back onto... putting a centre back onto 6 chemistry is not worth a goalkeeper up to 7. I could struggle this time around, guys, because our defence actually isn't bad. The problem we have is the fact that the goalkeeper is just off chem. But we've got a great bench. We just don't have a great starting 11. But yeah, a French manager is primary number 1. We didn't get that. We got 2 Pro League managers, 1 Liga de Brazil manager, 1 Swiss League manager, and 1 Spanish League manager. So we do get 4 chem points boost, or 3 actually, because we already had 10 chem on Semedo. We end up getting 91 chemistry out of this. 92 chemistry and 84 rated. It's not the worst. I did actually get 11 French players. So we could field, if you guys decide that in the future themed drafts we have to use everything for a One Nation draft, we could actually field a full starting 11 of French players here today. Or could we? It said we got 11 Frenchmen. I only see 1 more. Oh no, yeah. This is how the team would look though. And I don't know if I want to do this. I could actually get a bit more chemistry out of this, I'm sure. Swapping those 2 around, that puts me up to 81 chemistry. That's all we really get out of this. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to field this team, but at the same time, this is supposed to be the One Nation draft. Do you know what? Screw it. Even if it means we go out in the first round, and if we come up against like a solid FIFA player, we're going to be in lots of trouble. But I'm going to start with this as the team. We will start with all 11 Frenchmen on the team, and let's just see how it goes. So that, guys, is going to be the squad. Let's get into the action. Okay, guys, as we get into the gameplay, the first opponent we come up against has got an 80 rated, 85 chemistry team. Ronaldo, Lacazette, Mane, De Bruyne, Cuadrado, Casemiro, Fernandinho, Company, Stones, Benatia, and Schmeichel in goal. And I didn't realise at the start, but I also came up against a player with a guest. Now, what I'm going to be doing for today's video is not showing the goals my opponent scored, because there were just too many goals in today's episode. This would have ended up being like a 35-minute episode. You'll see what I mean. But we get a first nice goal there with Kylian Mbappe to make it 1-1 after going 1-0 down. I also went 2-1 down, but I wasn't really concerned. I was generally dominating the game and creating plenty of opportunities. One of the great and worst things about playing against 2 people is that they're either really, really bad defensively or they're really, really good. And the reason why they can be bad defensively is because if they both use like press or contain and second man press, they effectively draw 4 players to the ball carrier, and it just creates a lot of space and a lot of opportunities. That's exactly what happened in this game. I ended up getting a 3rd goal there, rebound goal with Lacazette, a nice first shot, the keeper saved it, parries it out to Lacazette, or not rather parries it, but blocks it out to Lacazette, and we went 3-2 up. We eventually made it 4. Lacazette again with a beautiful bit of skill into the box. A lovely finish to make it 4-2 after 61 minutes, and it wasn't too long before we made it 5-2. And you can see again here, like, just so much pressure on me with the ball carrier, just left gaps in behind this 3-man defence, and Mbappe, Lacazette is there to get the 5th goal for me, and we go through 5-2 after a rage quit. So a really, really strong first game. I didn't expect much out of this team. You know, obviously we have 11 Frenchmen in the team. We've got low chemistry. We don't have any defenders at all. We have literally got 11 midfielders and 10 midfielders and attackers. And that's where it's at. So into the second game, guys. Did I show the team there? I don't know if I showed the team, but if I didn't show the team, my apologies. I went 1-0 down and pulled it back to 1-1. I went 2-1 down and eventually pulled it back to 2-2. Beautiful little bit of work there. Karim Benzema slotting that one home to make it 2-2. And then from here again, after conceding a couple of goals, I started to just got grips of the game and pushed myself well ahead. 3-2 there with Benzema in the 33rd minute. It was 3-3 with 10 minutes to go. Again, I'd missed a few sitters and I thought this might have been the game where I lose. You know, the second round. I would have been happy to have lost in the second round as well. You know, making it to the second round is pretty decent. But we end up getting a 4th goal in the 80th minute, which was fantastic. And then eventually, again, late on in the game, I was actually just trying to hold possession a little bit and try and see out the game and run the clock down. But a few spaces opened up and I decided to see if I could work my way into them. Evaded a couple of challenges there, got into the box, beautiful little ball roll, evades the final tackle, slots it across to NepentheZ, who's there to slam home to make it 5-3. So I end up winning game 2, 5-3, which obviously I was very, very happy about. Going into the third round was very surprising for me with this team, but you can see by the match that's absolutely dominated. It should never have gone the distance. It shouldn't have taken me to the 80th minute to put that game away. Into the semi-final, and I'm actually showing no goals of the semi-final game. We come up against a really strong team. He took out Holibas. I can't remember who he brought on, I'm not going to lie. But he's got a very, very strong Premier League team outside of that. 100 chemistry, some good chem stars out there. Roberto Carlos as well. And you'll see here by the end of the game, this one finished with 15 goals. That is right, 15 goals. It finished 10-5 in my favour. And I absolutely slapped this guy. I was surprised at how easy it was to break his defence down, especially given the fact that he had a strong defence with good chem styles and like the best formation in the game, in my opinion, in a 4-1-2-1-2. It was just ridiculously easy to score goals. So 13 shots, 12 on target, and 10 goals for me. A bit more possession. That sends us into the final. And into the final, we come up against a 5-2-1-2 team. I was quite happy to see that team in a sense, because I was like, okay, Kane and Ibra up front, not a problem. But when I saw Hazard in midfield, I was like, okay, so if that were me, I would drop Eriksen into centre mid, Hazard up to striker, and Ibrahimovic into cam. And that's what I thought would come of this. But fortunately for me, that isn't what came of this. And my opponent, who again had a guest, just kept the team the same, and I was really surprised. And once again, like I was explaining in the first game, this opponent, more so than the first opponent, was just a hanker for pressing hard. Like, I just kept finding space. Look at this. I'm playing against a 5 at the back team here, and it just took me a couple of passes. You can see his centre-back gets pulled out of position. They're selecting into their defenders and just generally making a lot of defensive mistakes, which just gave me chance after chance after chance. I made it 2-1 into the 38th minute, and then into the second half, just a little bit after half-time. I should have already scored a couple more goals by this point, but eventually I did get the 3rd goal. Beautiful pass into NepentheZ. Slide tackles all over the place. Just no composure from my my opponents there, and we make it 3-2 with Mbappe. Sorry, 3-1 with Mbappe, and I thought that was going to be game over. They paused it, but they actually made subs. We eventually made it 4-1. Mane on for myself as a super sub, chips it over the keeper, and they cued the pause again. And I thought, okay, this time they're going to quit. You know, 73rd minute, they're not winning this game. You can see in the top left right now as well, they've got a red card. And again, just the defence all over the place. Mane again coming up and scoring the goal. And on this occasion, after they cue the pause, they did indeed rage quit. So, with a full French team, 11 players and no defenders, we end up winning the draft in spectacular fashion. This is going to be the end of the gameplay, guys. Let's get into the packs. So, guys, we end up winning the draft. How? How do you win this draft? In-game, I made some changes from kickoff. I put Benzema up at striker. I put NepentheZ out on the wing. Whoops, not like that. I put NepentheZ out on the wing. I put Payet in midfield and brought Schneiderlin down. So I at least had 2 defensive-minded centre-backs, even though I was playing with these guys. You know, they're off-chem. Well, Schneiderlin was on-chem, medium-high work rates, only 5'11", but not the worst pace, decent defensive capabilities. And then Nzonzi as well, 6'3", and again, decent capabilities with an engine chem style as well. I made changes at halftime in every game, and I bought Valencia on at right back in every game. And in the last 3 games, the last 2 games I put Semedo at left back, because I forgot I had him on the bench. But the first 2 games, I put David Luiz at left back. So my defence from half-time going forwards was this. And then I either bought on... no, I think I only bought on Mane, actually. Yeah, I think Mane was the only player that I bought on up in attack. And I bought him on for Dido. And then put Benzema into midfield. And then swapped it around like that. So kind of like the end of the game, this is how the team looked. I legitimately can't believe I won the draft. And I didn't just win the draft, I stomped my way through this draft. Yes, I conceded a lot of goals, as you would expect, because I had no defenders, like 0 defenders. But we scored, what is that, 25 goals in 4 games. I conceded 11 goals in those 4 games. But 5-2, 5-3, 10-5, and then 5-1 to win the draft. At this point, I'm already happy. I don't care what we get as a reward. We get 2 rare gold packs and a premium gold pack. Funnily enough, this is the only, in my opinion, the only reward where you can not make profit from winning the draft. All the other ones, because of SBCs and stuff, you're guaranteed to make profit. But in this one, you are not guaranteed to make profit just based off the fact that these 2 rare gold packs could potentially be horrific. But let's open our rewards anyway and see what we get. Can we get a good player? It would be nice. We don't get a board in the premium gold pack, but we do get a shiny gold, which is something. It's going to be Corchia. So not great value for us at all. That's pretty sad. What else is in here? A couple of Spanish players, some contracts, centre forward to striker card. That's alright. There's 10 usable / sellable cards in here. I'd say on average we'd make back 8, 16, 24, maybe 34, 35, 36, maybe like 4,000 off of those cards there. And then I don't know how much the centre forward to striker is. This is a cheap one, so maybe like 500 coins. So maybe like 4,500 back already, and 3,000 back from match coins as well. So that puts us at 7,500 coins returned. So we need to make 7,500 coins from these 2 rare gold packs to put ourselves in profit. Rare gold pack number 1 does contain a board. Let's go. Come on, be a good player, EA. German, centre back, Juventus. It's NepentheZ. That's unfortunate, but an 83 rated nonetheless. As I said, we needed 7,500 to get back, and we've actually got 5 players in here, 6 players in here, 7 players. What a pack! 7 players in this pack. It will discard for 5k. I don't know how much NepentheZ is going for right now. I don't think they're up at 3k still, but maybe like 2,800 we'll get. That's awesome. And then Saul as well. Let's have a look at his price. I'll keep on to him for 1,000. We'll send Bravo and Origi up. Now, we've made profit now. Okay, depending on what the last pack contains, it might only be 3, 4, 5,000 coins profit, because this is also a pretty decent card as well, going for like 2,000 coins. Yeah, we've definitely made profit here today. If we have a really bad final pack, we'll make anywhere between 2,000 and 4,000 coins. If we have a really good final pack, the sky is the limit. Let's see what we get in our final gold pack. It's a small, thin pack, so no boards on this occasion. So unless there's one of the high-valued, low-rated players, we are going to be lucking out. Oh my God, we do get one of the high-value, low-rated players. We get Sané. That is fantastic. He's selling currently for about 5,000 coins. I know it's not like amazing, but again, in terms of what Draft to Glory is about, it's about making profit. And we've made profit again. That was a lot better than I thought it would be for the rewards there. We'll send all of this stuff into the club. We'll keep that League 1 Manager League as well. We'll send Tagliafico up to the trade pile. We'll discard the rest. That, guys, is going to be the end of the video. Fantastic. Like, I'm very, very happy with the results there. We built a stupid French team. We stomped the draft. And we made decent profit, somewhere around the 10 to 15,000 coin mark. You can't complain at that. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.